Hey guys, good morning and welcome into Edie's Attic. My name is Jenny. I am here with your weekly love message. Let's see what Spirit wants us to know today in regards to our person. So, one thing I'm picking up is that some of you listen into these readings and you do have a person in mind. Spirit's saying that pay attention to the person that you keep thinking about, or when you're tuning into readings and you're listening in for, like, you keep trying to connect the information to a certain person, pay attention to that. There's a reason why you keep thinking about a certain individual. There's more there. Like, you have to listen to yourself and to your heart. Like, if you're thinking of a person all the time when you tune into a reading, why do you think that is? If it's like a reading that you're trying to see if they're still thinking about you, or they still love you, or if they're going to make a move and come forward toward you, then that's a reflection of what you're feeling. You want them to come toward you. Now, some of you might say, no, I don't want them to come toward me. This is like me trying to listen in to make sure they're not coming toward me and I'm on guard. Okay? But pay attention to that. You need to listen to your heart and know who are the people that I'm constantly thinking about? Who's running through my mind? When I'm listening to any reading about any situation, what are the faces and the names that pop up in my head on a regular basis? And then ask yourself, why am I focused on this person? Why am I so concerned about how their energy affects mine? How are we entangled? Is this a good entanglement? Is this a negative entanglement? How am I learning from this? Like, that's just something Spirit really wanted to point out. And also for some of you that are tuning in regards to love and romance, and you have several people that are on your mind that you're trying to pinpoint if the reading is about this one or that one. First off, Spirit wants to say, ha ha ha, that's where the third party energy comes in all the time for these readings. Because when you come into the reading, you're automatically thinking about multiple people. So we're automatically pulling all of their energies. So it's just a call to be aware of your own feelings, your own thoughts, and understanding, like, why do I listen in about this person all the time? What is it about this person? Okay, so first card out we have is feelings. Oh my gosh, there we go. Feelings. Followed by shady in reverse. Secrets accounts in reverse. And losing sleep in reverse. All right, so right off the bat, Spirit, before I go into this, Spirit, I just want to clarify. Is this the feminine's energy or the masculine's energy? Masculine. Okay, so right out the gate, we have a masculine who's in his feelings. He's emotional. He's vulnerable. He's breaking down that hard exterior. He's allowing himself to feel things, to finally feel his emotions and deal with his emotions. This person isn't moving in a shady manner. He's not trying to come in or enter your energy field with any kind of manipulation or deception. He's going to be very, very transparent. He's going to be very forthcoming, very open, and he's going to be very vulnerable with you. If he did have secret accounts, those are gone. He's being like, he's putting himself out there as who he is, and he's not trying to hide himself anymore. I'm getting that movie. I don't even know what it's called. I'm seeing it though. It popped in my head just now with Steve Martin. I think it was in the 1980s. And I remember him, he had like a really long nose, and he would like, I think he would like read poetry, or and he would hang out on a tree or something, and he was like very, very secretive about his identity. I think it's because of the way he looked. So I don't remember the movie too well because I was very young. I remember seeing bits and pieces of it. But that's what popped in my head, like Spirit just showed me. It's like someone like putting their foot in the water for a while and trying to get you to see them for their heart, but not showing you their true identity because they were afraid. They were afraid that you would completely say no. And I don't think it's about their appearance. I think it's about who they are. There's something about you knowing them and maybe having judgment towards who they are, or there's some kind of connection there that you would be against a connection. So they felt it necessary to get you to know them first before finally showing you like their true identity. Like, it's been me the whole time, almost like catfishing, but not. So they're not doing it anymore. They may have done it for a second, and a while ago, I'm getting, this has been a while. They tried to see how you would respond to certain comments or interactions with them where they felt like they were hidden and they wouldn't be judged. But that's no longer either. That's in reverse. We also have losing sleep in reverse. So this is a person that was so worried about this connection and so worried about how you would perceive them. But like, they've really come to a point on their own journey where they are very much accepting of the fact that even if you don't want to be in a connection with them, and even if this doesn't pan out the way that they really want it to, they're going to be okay. So this is a really, really strong masculine. And when I say really strong, I mean, they may have been physically strong in the past, and maybe they are physically strong, but this is like a deep strength. This is something that they've really been working on. Because I think before, they had a lot of insecurities and they had a lot of doubt in themselves. Like, maybe outwardly they came off very cocky and, arrogant, or maybe they even came off that they were in control of everything around them. But sometimes when people overly perform that in public, it's because they're trying to mask like how insecure they are really on the inside. And I'm getting, this guy had no reason to be insecure whatsoever. It's just something that was instilled in him. Like, he just always has been this way, but he's been putting in the work to build up his confidence. So he's no longer losing sleep either. So let's push that aside and let's do some cards on the feminine's energy. Spirit, what can you tell me about the feminine energy right now? Thank you. And please, please, and thank you. Spiritual gifts. I don't know if you've noticed, your spiritual gifts have been increasing. They've been getting stronger. You have been tapping into them a lot more. You've been utilizing them. You've been aware that they exist. You're no longer denying that you do have a deep spirituality about you and that you are very connected to source. You are definitely growing in that area of your life. And I don't want to say to a fault, because no level of spirituality could ever really be to a fault. It's always for your highest good. But it kind of got you preoccupied. You may be doing a lot of work in that area and, just really focused on that you're kind of letting other things around you kind of go to the bottom of the list a little bit. Like, maybe you're not really paying attention. They're saying like there's things that you're just not seeing right now because you're so engulfed in spirituality. and that you have to kind of remember to stay balanced and continue on your journey, but don't forget to be present, and don't forget that you're still in the 3D and physical life is happening all around you, and you might be missing out on some things that you don't even realize, like you're not paying attention. Okay, so we have shocking news coming in for the divine feminine, and then in reverse we have secrets. So I'm feeling like you thought that there was something going on, or you had some kind of idea about something, like you expected information to come in about. Like you expected a certain answer or a certain response or certain info coming to you. But what you're going to find out is that the shocking part of the news that you're receiving is literally the opposite of what you thought it was going to be. So if you had some kind of anticipation set forth for some kind of negative news in regards to a person, like a love interest, where you thought maybe they were being deceptive or doing something they shouldn't be doing, or, it's going to be different for each one of you. But whatever the news is that you had expected, it's actually coming in the complete opposite of that from what Spirit's telling me. And you are going to be shocked. You're going to not understand. Like, you thought you had this pegged correctly, because you are indeed spiritual. So you're like, wait a minute, I'm really good about picking up on this stuff. How did I not see this the right way? What did I miss? And that's going right back to what Spirit's saying. While we're being spiritual and we're working on ourselves and we're diving in and we're meditating and we're doing the yogas and we're connecting to our higher selves and all that stuff, right? We still have to use our two eyes in the physical 3D world around us. We have to see what's going on. We can't just utilize our third eye, and we can't just use our physical eyes. It's the merging of the two aspects, like spirituality and physicality. We need to integrate and we need to merge them and be able to use both senses, because if we're using one without the other, we don't have the full picture. We need to use both, and they work in tandem with each other. So while you're into your spirituality and you're leaning in just on channeled messages, or your third eye, or your dreamscape, like visions, whatever it is, or your gut instinct, like that feeling you get, but you're not actually looking around you and paying attention to people, to situations, to people, the way that they move, those kinds of things, then you're not getting the full picture. So they're saying you did miss something. And when this news comes in, it's going to shock you because you had it completely wrong. And that's okay. They're saying that's okay, but this is good for you. It's a good wrong. So, yes, you were wrong. You need to work on that part of integrating. But at the end of the day, you're going to be happy with the news that's coming in. It's going to give you I'm feeling like a big sigh of relief. Like, oh, okay, thank God. Like, oh my gosh, I was so worried there for a second. This is good. This is good. So it could be something small, it could be something big, it could be a very, very small thing that comes in and then you're just relieved. Like maybe you just had this gut feeling like you weren't going to get your paycheck this Friday, but then you found out that, oh no, you're getting your paycheck. See, I sent you an email. If you would have read the email, it says it's just going to be a day earlier because of the holiday. And you'd be like, oh, whew, that's a relief. Like I thought I was going to have a paycheck this Friday. But see, you were going off just your gut. This is just an example. You were going off just your gut and you didn't bother to read the email. If you would have read the email, you would have already had the answer. So like that's just an example of how sometimes we can be so spiritual and we can completely just stop looking with our eyes and being physical, and how we just need to use all of our God-given gifts, if you know what I mean. So the next card that came out is Wish. What is it that you're wishing for right now? Like deep down, like your deepest wish, something that maybe you've been wishing on for ever, like the longest time. That wish that you're thinking of right now, it's about to come true. It's about to happen. But you got to set your attention. Set your attention, say your prayer, know that that wish still exists within your heart, and set it free. Like, let it go. Give it to the universe and let the universe move accordingly at their time, at their pace. But this wish that you set out into the universe, you set the intention for, stay focused on it. It's about to come through for you. Anything else? Okay. This came in sideways, getting readings. And the way that I'm getting this energy is that not only they're getting readings, but so are you, which is why you're here. You guys are both very curious. I feel like there's a lack of confidence when it comes to actually initiating conversation, especially on the masculine side. I've been getting that feeling from the masculine energy for quite some time now. I feel like they have been moving at a turtle's pace for it seems to be months, almost like a year. Um, and I feel like the readings are helping them determine whether to make moves or not, or if they still have work that they have to do. Like they're literally not just getting readings on you, but they're also in tune with themselves, which is why they've been putting forth so much work. So it's constructive. The readings aren't in a negative manner. They're not trying to spy. You're not trying to spy. You both are just trying to get your bearings and understand like the full scope of the situation. You're hearing readings about each other's energies and about your own energies. And while you both are wishing for a reunion or for some kind of connection, this whole time, the readings have been forcing you both to introspect, to go within, and to work on certain areas of yourself before reconnecting, which is actually brilliant, in my opinion, from Divine's point of view. It's exactly the way that they wanted it to work out. Like they needed you guys to work on some things before this reunion. Next, we have karmic ties and turning your back. So this is for both the feminine and the masculine here. You both have decided to walk away from other situations and relationships that no longer serve your highest good. You know exactly what you want from a connection, both platonic and romantic, and you're no longer entertaining parties where the people are not bringing anything to the table, or they're bringing is a lot of baggage or a lot of negativity, or they're in a limited mind space. They're not on the same level as you as far as growth and evolving and living a certain manner. Like you have nothing against these people. You don't wish any ill will on them. In fact, I do believe that you hope only the best for them. But at the same time, you're just not going to entertain that anymore. You know that it's a distraction and it's not like bringing joy to your life. It's just bringing a lot of stress. And that's like the last thing that both of you want right now. So, with both of you doing all this work, you both have simultaneously, like at the same time, decided to cut ties with karmic people and you're not looking back. Then we have karmic goodbye jackass. Okay, this is kind of like a confirmation for what I just pulled. Again, cutting the ties. Karmic lesson. Goodbye, jackass. You are saying goodbye to a few people in your life right now that brought nothing but drama. Drama. Straight drama. It was a lesson for you. You had a hard time with this. You didn't want to let go. You're just a good person deep down. You have a good heart. You didn't want to hurt anyone. You didn't want anyone to feel like you're giving up on them. Like maybe you felt like certain people in your life, like just by being around you, maybe you would influence them to make better choices, and not just for you, but for themselves. Like making better choices so that they live happier and they have more peace, and that, you know, they thrive and they flourish and they grow, and, you know, they become the beautiful butterfly. Like, you had all these like really, really genuine, heartfelt like emotions towards these people, which is what kept you locked in for so long. So it was really hard for you to make this decision. But I think, you know, you've done enough, and you've been down that road so many times with these people where, you know, you'll help them, and then you'll give them like advice, and they'll listen to you, and they'll say they completely understand, and yeah, and you'll try to like let them see like how awesome they are and how they should really respect themselves more. And then boom, like a couple weeks later they're back into the same drama again, and then we're back to square one with these people, and it's just it started to take a toll on you. Not only were you just feeling horrible for them, like this person keeps getting themselves caught up in these situations, it was making you feel like, you know, am I even helping them? Am I doing a good job? Like, you started questioning your own worth because you thought that you could help and change their behaviors. But the truth is, they had to want to change it for themselves, and you're just over it. So you definitely walked away. Okay, now we have the twin flame card, which very, very rarely comes out. Spirit's reminding me to remind you, who is the person that you are thinking about when you're listening to this reading. This is a person, this is a person who not only feels and will feel like your best friend, even if you don't know them, as soon as you meet, this is a person that's going to feel like you've known them forever. And I know people always say that, but that is exactly what this is, a twin flame. But besides that, for confirmation, if this is your person or not, this is a person that has been going through the exact same process as you. It may look a little bit different from the outside. And if you're not in communication, you're not going to know that they've been going through the same things. It doesn't mean like if, you know, your kitchen stove caught on fire, their kitchen stove caught on fire too. No, it's about the personal growth. It's about working through the insecurities and building the self-confidence and facing all your deepest, darkest like fears and shadows and conquering them and building a better life and growing, like becoming stronger spiritually, becoming stronger physically, you know, working in all those parts of your life. While you've been doing the work, so have they. While you've been heavily in your thoughts about a certain person, so have they. You doubt that they're thinking about you, so do they. Like, this is like a mirroring. So I am going to clean this up, and we're going to pull a couple more cards for advice from Spirit this week in regards to this next level in this connection that you may be in already or you may not be. But it's the person that is on your mind right now as you're listening to this reading. This is the person that you see in your mind's eye every time you hear of anything. The go-to, the person you think of immediately when you hear anything love-related. And again, if you're thinking of multiple, that's why there's always third-party energy popping up in these readings. And that's a part that you're going to have to really focus on and really dig deep. And it might be emotional. You have to make a choice. You have to like figure out which way you want to go. This is your life. It's your path. It's your journey. It's your experience. Every path that you decide to take, again, is teaching you a lesson. So either way you go, it's all going to work out for you. Like, even if it ends up in a dead end and you end up separating from a certain person that you chose, there's a lesson to be learned there. I think we all want to pick the safest path because we don't want another lesson. So we sit there and we hem and we haw and we contemplate which is the best path that's going to cause me the least amount of problems, which is the path that's going to give me the least amount of lessons, which one seems like it's going to be a cakewalk, like a skip through the park, you know? Yeah, that's definitely spirit coming through. Like, they want me to just reiterate that any path you choose and each person is coming with their own set of lessons. And I feel like deep down you keep wanting to figure out who your twin flame is. You know, they're saying you know. You keep trying to put a face to the twin flame. You keep trying to make it like you might take several people, and some people might not even be connected to you whatsoever, but there's something about them that you just like, maybe they're my twin flame. And you keep trying to, like, is this person my twin flame? Is this person my twin flame? And you're trying to like figure out who it is. It doesn't work like that, they said. You're gonna know. It's just gonna be a feeling. Deep down, if you think of this person, it makes you feel a certain way. Like, like it's hard to explain. Like, I think you know what I mean. You just feel it. It's this knowing, right? And then you feel guilt because it might not be the person you want it to be. So then you tuck that information, that feeling aside, like, no, it can't be them. But you know, spirit says you already know. You felt it. You saw the sparks. You felt the sparks. You felt the energy. You never felt an energy like this before. There just had to be work done first. You had to do the work, and so did I. So the cards that we got out, we have Dream Weaver, Revelations Await, and Open Doors. So let's read the cards. Dreamweaver says, dreaming and imagining bring your powerful vision into reality. Revelations await. Embrace the mystery. Embark on a journey of discovery and watch as secrets unveil before you. And open doors. You have many options, so take your time and choose what's right. I feel like this almost sums up the entire reading today. Set your intention, make your wish, put it out to the universe, let it go. Pay attention to your dreams. What are your dreams trying to say to you? Symbolism, scenarios, faces, people, places. Write them down. I always say that, write them down. Understand them. It's showing you things that you need to see. And these are like suppressed feelings sometimes from our psyche. Not only can we receive messages from spirit in the dreamscape, but we also learn so much more about ourselves that we have like tucked away in the back of our brains. So pay attention to that because there's revelations that are awaiting you. Embrace the mystery. Embark on the journey of discovery and watch the secrets unveil before you. Embrace the mystery. I'm seeing that guy with the long nose again. I feel like your person is closer than you even realize. And there's something about like letting go. Just letting go and not overthinking it anymore. And being present. Being so physically present. Continue holding on to that spirituality of yours and the things that you're doing there. But again, like incorporating and integrating the physicality of it and moving like that into the future, like continuing to do that as you're moving forward and allowing the universe to work around you and with you without overthinking it and questioning every little thing. I think that when we start questioning and we start using our logical minds to make sense of the magic that's happening around us, it can turn into like a self-sabotage, because then we don't make moves a certain way. If we overthink it, we hold ourselves back from possible divine intervention from even happening. That's exactly what it is. You will overthink it, and then you'll choose not to make a move, whether it's going to an event or leaving the house or going to work or, whatever it is. But say there's something and you decide, I'm not going to do this because I have a feeling that if I do this, then I'm putting myself out there in an area where this might happen. And you start overthinking, and all the while spirit was like working behind the scenes to create some kind of connection, a moment of eye contact, sparks, and you keep self-sabotaging by overthinking. Don't overthink it. Just go with the flow. Move as spirit is leading you. And then we have open doors. You have many options, so take your time to choose what's right. But again, spirit wants to reiterate that any path you take is always going to be right for you, where you're at this time. You want a certain path. You want that path to be opened up to you. You want to see it. You want to see your person at the end of the road with a bouquet of flowers waiting for you. And you're like, that's my path. Okay, I'm coming, right? It's not that easy. It doesn't always work like that. You may have to go down a few other paths that might circle back into that main. Because another thing Spirit is reminding me to tell you, because you're a spirit here in a physical vessel, you are constantly being led by your higher self. So it's kind of like a video game, like an avatar. Like you have your higher self working the remote controls, and your higher self knows, I need more work on this. You know what? My character needs another lesson in this area before we move on to the next level. So we're going to go down this path because I know my person needs more work here. And you're like, but wait, I want to go that way. And your higher self is like, no, we're not going that way. We're going this way because you need to work on X, Y, and Z. But you don't see it. You don't see what they see. You see only what's in front of you on the 3D plane. You're not seeing from the higher perspective of all the things that could possibly, potentially happen if you just bolt down the middle of the road, head first, going towards this end goal without doing the work first. If that makes sense. So you do have choices, but don't worry so much that the choice you make is going to be devastating or detrimental or end in heartache. That's another thing. Spirit's saying don't go into every situation automatically assuming the worst. When you set your intentions negatively like that, it's going to create negativity and negative outcomes. To always keep a positive mindset on any path that you take. And again, remembering that everything that is laid out before you on each path is for your highest good and for lessons to be learned. So that is your reading for this week in love. I hope it reached the right people. I hope it made sense. I hope it resonated. And if it did, please like and comment. And if you're not already subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate it. And have a beautiful day. Bye, guys.